Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports. Today we're live with NHR, that's New Horizon Racing. It's round 2 for the season. We did miss round 1, apologies about that. But anyway, we should be here from now onwards. So round 2 of, I think it's 22 for the full calendar of races. Is going to be the Bahrain Grand Prix. Should be quite an interesting one. Before we get started with that, just don't forget, guys, if you haven't given this video like already, just head on over, just click our like, and it's like literally just 1 second. And also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel as yet, just subscribe, because you can know when we do go live with the next races. We're just starting now with our 18-minute qualifying session. That's a short qualifying session for this season here, and then we're gonna get straight into our 50% race. So we got a full grid of 20 drivers to attempt this race here, which should be it actually should prove to be quite an interesting session. So we're gonna go through our grid in just a bit, but let's get a few stats up on screen, at least our map to be started with first. I usually keep a full track map as usual, and then just get lap data on so we can see what's happening. Let's get on to someone who's currently running on track at the moment. We're currently following with Brookie there, and he's on an out lap. So let's see what's new on the grid in terms of driver right now. So let's see, we got Scotty, we got Johnny, we got Brookie, Nice and Spicer, Big Irish, new name for me, Vagil is there, Darson, we got Lister there, 2000, new for me as well, Jord, Al-Judifa, I got Doiji, Barry, I think he's new for me, Wooly, Night Sniper, Crooksy, Rob Sim Racer, Tiani Hawk, Mass Baron, Raceway, and Love Hate Game. So a few new PSN names for me, but I don't think we should have too much trouble getting through them. Should be okay overall. Anyway, so we got a lot of cars on track right now, and everyone's basically just on their outlap and going through. I didn't have a look at what the results were from round 1. Maybe we'll have a look in Discord in just a bit about that. But for now, let's see what's happening on track, because we got quite a lot of cars heading out right now. I think we also got a few drivers who are currently running on their hot laps right now. So let's just switch on to someone who is currently running. I think Lister 2000 here, he's currently on a hot lap and going in sector 1 still yet and going. But let's see how his lap is going. We're not going to be able to see, well, it's all going to be purple for the moment, because I'm not even sure who's going to be the first guy to set a lap time here. But let's just keep an eye and see what sort of lap times we're expected to see here at Bahrain. Now, remember, it's 20 drivers on track, and it's just a full grid, and it's only 18 minutes of qualifying. So it's going to be a basic track throughout this entire qualifying session, especially with such a short time. So everyone's going to be just fighting and trying to get their best lap time in, just to get the best possible start for the Bahrain Grand Prix. They don't want to be starting down at the back of the grid. Remember, guys, it is quite a long run getting down into turn 1 here at Bahrain, and you know, as sharp as turn 1 is, and then getting into just a kind of a weird angle to get into turn 2, you just want to be so careful with your braking getting into that turn, because when you get off of it, you might actually end up in contact with another car and maybe lose control just a little bit, take some damage, and it's something definitely that drivers don't want happening on the opening lap of a race, especially on the first night race of the season. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this one, especially for me from my end. I love watching these races, and I get to do them live here. And thank you guys again for everyone who's joining onto the stream with us. Thank you guys for joining us onto the stream. Remember, guys, do give the video a like. It does help us out. It does help YouTube to share the link out as well as possible. Just recommend the videos to everyone who usually watches esports stuff and watch similar videos. And also, please, guys, don't be afraid. Just share the link out on your socials as much as you can. It does help to promote the league also a little bit, as well as my channel, and we can actually maybe help get a sponsor for the league and stuff like that. So it's kind of the things that we're working on. So we're starting to see some lap times come in now. I'm just noticing here. So let's see what we got so far. So we got Darson with a 127.1, Raceway 127.8. 27, and Jord with a 127.828, 1,000th of a second close to each other. That's actually pretty impressive. And Vagil is there in P4 right now, 128.064, and then Al-Jid for 128.5. Some pretty interesting lap times. Mass Baron there, 128.666, and then Doiji with a 128.668. That's like 2,000ths of a second off of each other. That's actually pretty impressive for just a short qualifying session, and we're having such impressive times already. Then we got listed at 128.6. We got Barry in 9th with a 128.8, Brookie 128.5, and Rob with a 129.5. So our fastest time currently starts from a 127.1. That's for Darson. They're currently holding on to provisional pole for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. He's actually done a pretty good job getting that time in. But remember, guys, we have just under 13 minutes left in this session. We're following with Scotty here right now. Let's see. He's a guy that usually makes some pretty impressive lap times as well. Haven't caught up with him for a year as it's gotten started so far. But let's see what sort of time he's going to be making, if he's doing any purple sectors or not. Oh, and he invalidates that lap actually. So not too good of a start in this qualifying for our Scotty here. He's going to have to try and improve on that. Maybe get out on that. Maybe do another lap on these set of tires, or maybe just get in and change that set of tires. Oh, and Crooksy now takes away provisional pole. 126.6. Goes way faster, at least 4 to 5 tenths faster than Darson there. So that's actually quite more impressive. We actually got into the 126 here. And let's see what else is going to happen on track with us here right now. We got still a few drivers yet to make some lap times here. We're following with a Big Irish Smokey right now. Let's see if he's going to be able to put himself at least maybe into the top 6 or 7 for the moment. I'm not sure, but things are going to change, and it's going to change quite fast around here with the way qualifying is going so far. It's only just about 7-8 minutes into this qualifying session, and so much has happened already. So much fast times that we're seeing on track. A lot of 127, 126 is the only one. We only have one, but I'm quite sure somebody else might be getting to that 126 pretty soon. Crooksy is holding it on for now. Still a lot of time to go in this qualifying session, as we said, guys. Well, remember, just 18 minutes, but still, it goes by so quickly that you got to just get it done as fast as you can. Big Iris seems to have gotten a purple sector 2 there, so seems to be doing a pretty good lap at the moment. Let's see if he's actually able to finish this lap on a good note. And you're going around the final turn here right now, getting onto the pit straight, and hopefully gets a really good time in. Hopefully at least within the top 10, but let's see how it goes. Okay, and goes at P5, so not too bad, a 128.016, so really good lap time from him. Just about 500 of a second off of Vagilis's time there, so not too bad actually, just putting himself in P5 for now. That's obviously going to go down in just a little bit as drivers are going to start to make faster and faster lap times here. We know that's going to happen, so let's see how everyone copes as that continues to go on here. It was a shame that we had to miss the first race of the season with the guys. I know things do come sometimes, because you guys know I do tend to miss races sometimes. It happens. But hopefully we don't have to miss any more racing with these guys, as we've followed them before for the previous season that we had. But this is the first season doing it with NHR for New Horizon Racing. We all know it used to be VFL before, but yeah, it used to be a lot of really competitive racing with these guys, and it's basically over 75% of the drivers are back here again. So I'm really looking forward to what kind of racing we're going to be seeing here, and yeah, just to get through the entire season with them, it's going to be quite interesting to go on a week by week basis with these guys. Okay, so we got a few more lap times I think came in. I know Night Sniper and stuff made some lap times in there, so we got a lot of the 128s I'm seeing. So it's going to be interesting to see. We're just waiting to see a few more drivers make some lap times. I got Scotty and another out lap. Love Hate Games on a hot lap here right now. Following on board, that's a purple sector 1 from this guy. Doing pretty well. Let's see if he's actually going to be able to pull off a purple sector 2 here. I'll be quite interested to see that happen. And maybe put himself up within the top 5 would be a lot of fun to have him be there as well. I haven't seen him race in the first race. Not sure if it was a full grid there or not too. But we'll probably get some information out on socials for that. Either way, but let's see how Love Hate Games is going on this lap here. I want to see when he gets to the end of sector 2, which is coming up very shortly. We're on turn 11 right now, going to turn 12 and 13. And let's see, we're about to get across that line. Let's see where if he has a purpose. No, he invalidates actually, so not too good. Oh, and Johnny Stokes is taken away provisional pole with a 125.9. That is insane right now. Let's see if anyone else is able to get that far up. It's only a short qualifying session, so it just not a lot of time for these guys to get it in. We got Tiani Hawk here, pretty fast guy. I've seen him race before. I want to see what sort of lap time he's about to get in here. So we're going to follow with him for just a bit right now in the Williams as he finishes this hot lap that he's running on. He's currently getting to the end of sector 2. And let's see if he's able to get maybe a purple sector here or not. I'm not sure. Yes, he does get a purple sector 2. Might have gotten a purple sector 1. We're not sure about that, but we'll wait to see at the end of this how that actually works out for him. But he seems to be on for a pretty good lap here, and he might actually be able to put the pressure onto Johnny Stokes and Crooksy out front there, Dawson as well, with those 125 to 127. So quite a bit of a gap in front, but I'm quite sure that's going to be settled pretty soon. And there we go, 125.7, 2/10 better, 2/10 faster, that is, than Johnny Stokes there. So a pretty impressive lap time from Tiani Hawk, puts himself up on provisional pole for the race start here. Let's get on to Scotty again. I'm not following this guy around the track, and let's see what he's up to. Hopefully we don't spook him too much. Let's see if he's able to get a good lap time. I'm actually expecting him to get somewhere in the top 5 right now, so I hope he doesn't disappoint me with this. I know he's a pretty good driver. He's sometimes having a bad lap and some stuff like that, so let's see how this lap actually goes for him. Getting to the end of sector 2 and a purple sector 2, so great job on Scotty getting a purple sector 2 so far. Not sure how his sector 1 time was, but let's see how he finishes sector 3 and if he's able to actually maybe get up to the top 3 to top 5 for the race start here. This is going to be pretty intense, getting down to the last 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes of this qualifying session, because drivers are going to be putting a lot more faster time. And goes P3, that is actually pretty impressive at 126.4, the fastest 126 time that we have so far. Now the fastest time we have is at 125.7 here, guys, remember that. So that's kind of the time to beat right now. Getting into those 125s is not going to be easy. And we got Nice and Spicer running out there. Let's have a look at him. Pretty fast guy. Purple sector 1 so far. And let's see how he finishes. His teammate Willie Mammoth is out on an outlap right now. We're going to follow him maybe in a little bit. Maybe as soon as we get done with Nice and Spicer here. Let's see what sort of lap time he's about to bring in for a racing point right now. And his teammate getting on an outlap should be starting his hot lap pretty soon, as he's about to go around the final turn there right now. So far so good, guys. I gotta say, this 18-minute qualifying session, it's been action-packed from the start to this point onwards. And I don't know, I'm used to having a full qualifying session with these guys, so it's interesting to see an 18-minute qualifying session go through this quickly, and this lap times are changing so fast. I'm really glad to actually have a full grid of cars. Now we're having Nice and Spicer about to go around the final chicane here, and let's see what sort of lap time he's about to bring in. Seems to be on for a pretty good lap. That's 123.24 and a 126, maybe 126.4. Actually, that was a little bit faster than Scotty there, about 400th of a second faster. So actually pretty impressive. Puts himself up in the P3. That's Scotty down to P4 now though. So Tiani Hawk still holding on to 125.7, fastest time in the on the track right now. And this track is just going to get faster and faster, guys. So we're going to have drivers all getting back out. Tiani Hawk is currently in the pits. I'm quite sure he's going to be getting back out. I got Johnny Stokes, I think, is on another hot lap here right now. Following him, let's see if he's able to make a faster time or not. We got Willie Mammoth on his hot lap there as well. Actually, you know what? Just follow with him for just a bit. I think he's, oh man, and he's invalidated at times. So he's gonna have to try that again and try to get a good qualifying time in for at least for a racing point here to get both cars on a good start. Because so far his teammate is up there in P3. He's gonna have to do something. Not sure what's gonna happen as yet, but let's follow on with Johnny Stokes, see if he's able to finish this lap on a better note. And let's see what sort of sector 2 time he is about to get. I'm not sure. Oh, does do a purple sector 2, so on for a pretty good lap. Not sure again what his sector 1 time was, but let's see how he finishes the final sector of the track. And hopefully, maybe for him, if he's lucky, he's going to be able to push ahead of Tiani Hawk's time of a 125.7, maybe get into the 125.3 or 4 or something. Let's see how that goes. About to go across the line now, and let's see. Oh, goes just a little bit better, a few hundredths of a second better actually, and still keeps it in P2, 125.782, just a few hundredths of a second, but still actually so impressive. Actually just getting it right there behind Tiani Hawk. Actually a few tenths faster actually, sorry, I thought it was just a few hundredths, but just right there behind. So just a few hundred of a second behind Tiani Hawk though, so not too bad of a time. It was actually so close, just 400 of a second more and he would have gotten past Tiani Hawk. So I'm quite sure he's gonna want to try this again. That's 3.5, just under 4 minutes actually left in this session right now. And let's see what Willie Mammoth is up right there, not up to getting a lap up at the moment. Let's see, we got a Mercedes down at 19 here. Is he on a hot lap right now? Seems to probably be, as we're gonna, oh, and goes a bit wide. That's not going to be a good lap at all for him there. Let's follow on with Vangelis right now. Let's see what he's up to. Other Mercedes driver. He's currently in P6 and running. His teammate not doing so well. So both Racing Point and Mercedes have 1-1 driver each up into the higher portions of the starting grid, whilst their teammates are way down at the back of the grid right now. So that's not too good for the team at the moment in terms of constructor points, especially. We know for the driver points, probably fine for the drivers, but I'm not sure how constructors are working out there because, even though it's on the second race of the season, they're going to have to just work together and just rack up those points as much as they can. And so let's see what Vangelis is up to right now. Where is he? Currently on Sector 3 of this track. Not sure if he's on a faster lap here or not. Having a look right now to see what's happening. I got a few more drivers starting to get out back on track here right now. Trying to make a better time. Doesn't look like Vangelis is on a fast lap at the moment. Just running. Oh, and Big Irish Smokey goes P3 right now. Just saw that. Puts himself off the P3 to 126.3. And Nice and Spicer goes down to P4. Scott is down to P5 now. Every one of them back into the pits, so we're going to have cars exiting the pits pretty soon. Getting out to George here right now. What is he up to at the moment? I'm not sure if he's on a fast lap or not. So, definitely Night Sniper is on a hot lap here, and he's just begun this. So let's follow the AlphaTauri driver around the track for just a bit and see if he's able to make... Oh, and he loses the rear end. At the exit of turn 1. He's gonna have to try that lap again. Following a love-hate games right now and see what he's up to. So I'm quite sure we're gonna have more cars getting back on track. Scotty already out, Darson out, Mass Baron is out. He's currently in 10th right now. Definitely he's gonna want to try for a faster lap. Following with Mass Baron for just a bit as he's on his out lap here right now in the McLaren. Where is his teammate? His teammate, I think, is Big Irish there, up in P3. So let's see how teammates are working together in this race here today, this evening, to see how well they're going to actually bring in some points for the team and what sort of race positions they're going to be starting in. So we're going to see what our starting grid looks like in just a bit. We're actually going to wait just until the finish to see what our starting grid is actually going to be like here. It's going to be quite interesting to see. We got just going to under a minute now left in qualifying. So any drivers currently on the lap after this, they're going to be able to finish, but anyone still on the out lap will not be able to start their hot lap, will not be allowed to do that. So getting to the end of qualifying, we're about to get into this race. Pretty excited about this. It's going to be quite a race. I can tell you guys that already. With that long run down into turn 1, I think turn 1 is going to be the most interesting. We're going to 20 drivers on track, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to actually keep an eye on everything that's happening in this session, but we'll try our best to cover that for you guys and see what we can do. So Mass Baron down to 11th for the start there at the moment. I think he's on a hot lap going again there, though. Hopefully might be able to get a better time. Tiani Hawk and Johnny Stokes both on out laps at the moment. And let's see where Scotty is right now. On a hot lap and going. I'm not sure if Tiani Hawk and Johnny Stokes are going to be able to get across the line in time. No, Johnny Stokes will not. Tiani Hawk will not as well. He is way too far back. Let's follow on with Scotty here right now, as he is getting to the end of Sector 1. Let's see what sort of time he's about to bring in. And not a purple Sector 1 so far, but probably still a good time. Let's see how he finishes here, though. So a few drivers already finished with their laps here and finished with the session, obviously. So we're coming right down to the end where everyone just finishes their lap, and that's going to be it for qualifying. We're going to wait until the end to see what our starting grid is going to be looking like. And once again, guys, urging you, if you haven't liked the videos yet, please do click on that like button. It really does help us out in terms of YouTube analytics and stuff like that. So do hit the like. And remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe, because we do races like this all week long, off and on the channel. Even when it's off the channel, I still bring the video on the channel at least within 24 hours, so you guys can still have a look at what races we've been streaming off the channel and stuff like that, just so you can keep an eye at. I have absolutely no idea how many races I'm doing a week right now. I know it's let's see, I'm not even sure. I know that maybe 2, 4, but 6, at least 6 or 7. It's starting to increase as some of the leagues are now starting. I know we got one league starting on Sunday, maybe 2. I'm not even sure. I really got to check the schedule to see what's going on. But yeah, guys, we're getting to the end of this qualifying session. Let's see what we're having happen here. I'm just trying to follow it, who is currently running. So Johnny Stokes currently holding on to fastest lap, 125.6. And Tiani Hawk in second right now, 125.7. Jord in P3 right now, 125.8. A lot of 125 coming in. Big Irish, the fastest 126 time. He's 126.3. Crooksy 126.3 as well. Just a few hundreds off. Nice and Spicer 126.4. Scotty as well now 126.4. Just a few hundreds off, 200s off of each other there. Vagilis in 126.5. And we go onwards from there. But let's see how everyone does finish this session. I think Barry and Rob Sim Race are probably still running. Now they're getting back into the pits there right now. So that going to be it for qualifying here, guys. I think that's the end of it. Let's just wait on that timer to run out, or just maybe 2 more drivers just to probably just exit off the session. So retire from the session so we can get straight on to our 50% race. We should have our formation lap and then get straight into the race. Not sure how this race style is going to go. Pretty excited. I'm not sure what views you guys have in terms of what sort of strategy you expect the cars to be using. We'll talk a bit about that during the formation lap and if we get to it. And yeah, hopefully we have a pretty good start. We might be seeing some contact on lap 1 and maybe going over to lap 2. I'm not sure. We'll have a look at how it goes though. As we're coming right down, just about 20 seconds more and then we should be able to see our actual starting grid. I'm just going to wait actually to the end of it just to make sure we get everything correct here. Alright guys, so we know at least Johnny Stokes is starting on pole right now, so let's have a look at our starting grid here right now. So Johnny Stokes on pole for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Tiani Hawk in second, George starting third, Big Iris starting fourth, Crooksy in fifth, Nice and Spicer sixth, we got Scotty in seventh, Vagilis eighth, Bass Baron in 9, Darson 10th, Aljude for 11, Lester at 12, we got Raceway in 13, Doji 14, we got Love Hate Games 15, Barry 16, Rob Sim Racer 17, Night Sniper 18, Wooly 19, and Brookie there in 20th. So that is it for our starting grid, guys, for Bahrain Grand Prix round 2 for NHR New Horizon Racing. Should be quite an interesting race. Let's get this started. Let's see, drivers are going to be selecting their race setups and whatnot in just a bit, and we should be getting started just after that. And don't forget, guys, we'll be obviously doing this every week for this league, so be on the same time. I think it's let's give it a 10 p.m. BST time, British time start time. If you're on Eastern time like me, it's 5 p.m. for me when I actually start the session here. So running on a different time zone, but all still on the same session. It's still an evening session for me, so not much of a difference. Okay, so I think everyone is basically just selecting their setups right now in terms of race, amount of race fuel, and you know, pit stop strategy and whatnot. And we're about to get started right now. I think everyone is starting to ready up, and we should be good to go. Alright guys, here we go. On the track, everyone should be ready, and we're getting started with our formation lap there right now. Seems like everyone seems to be going in order. Anyway, let's get things set up for our end here right now. Let's see, what do we need? I just need lap data on. That's about it. We're not really going to put anything else on. So that's basically going to be it, at least for now. Good to see not anybody being disqualified from the formation lap so far. So full green track and going, everybody getting around pretty well so far. Once again, guys, I haven't actually checked what the results were for the previous race. I really don't want to really get off stream to get on Discord to check that right now, but maybe if you have a safety car or something, we'll probably check that maybe then. But for now, let's just focus on what's about to happen here. So cars getting around. We're going to get the start here pretty soon. And I am very, very interested to see how this race start is about to go. Actually, a lot of fun to watch on my end. So this is going to be 29 laps of some very intense racing. Alright, so we got everyone getting into Sector 3 and getting around now and should be getting started in just a bit. Really looking forward to what is going to happen at turn 1 here. We're going to try to capture as much as we can from the overhead camera view. But there's only so much we can actually capture through because there sometimes are incidents happening at the exit of turn 2. So we're going to try to keep an eye on that as well. So just about to get started here right now. Okay, so we're just waiting for the final car to reform itself on the grid, which is Brookie there. So having a look right now, he is about to get in his grid spot, and we're going to be ready to go here. Let's see if Tiani Hawk is going to get a good start on Johnny Stokes here. Those lights are about to start to go off. Hopefully our grid doesn't get mixed up. Here we go, guys. Alright guys, that is 5 lights. Lights out, here we go. Let's see who gets a better start. Looks like Tiani Hawk has gotten a good start on Johnny Stokes, and let's see how turn 1 goes now. Hopefully getting a good view. Someone seems to be glitching just a little bit. Oh, I'm quite sure we have some minor contact going into first few turns as I'm trying to switch it through. Just hopefully we got caught everyone there at least. I'm not even sure if we caught everything, but hopefully I don't see any major incidents so far. So far so good, guys. We're going pretty well through the first sector of the track. Getting into sector 2 here right now, and big fight going on out front. Tiani Hawk now leads the race, and we got Big Irish in second at the moment, holding on to that pretty nicely, and George fighting it with Johnny Stokes right now, trying to get by him. We got Nice and Spicy running in P3 at the moment and doing pretty well. Scotty getting up into P8 at the moment down at the back. Let's see what's happening between them. So quite a bit of fight going on in the midfield right now for positions, as it's very close with the gaps at the moment, and it's going to be a lot of side-to-side action going through this part of the track, through just after turn 10 getting to turn 11 right now. And we're just about to come to the end of sector 2 now, and we got Tiani Hawk getting a pretty good lead out front at the moment there. He's gotten at least 2 seconds ahead. I'm not even sure how that's happened so far, but he's getting a pretty good lead out front. Big Irish running in second, has a Nice and Spicy for company just behind him, so not too big of a gap for him to work with. Oh, and that's Lister having some trouble there. A bit of contact with someone else, and he's getting back on track right now. I think our leaderboard is getting mixed up. Let's forget about that for the moment and continue on. I got Nice and Spicer just behind Big Irish, fighting it with Johnny Stokes. Oh, and Nice and Spicer spins around, loses control. Might have had a bit of contact with someone there. Let's get back out front, see what's happening. And Johnny Stokes is right behind someone's car, fighting it with Vangelis right now. They're going side by side. Has a Red Bull behind him. That's George coming behind them. We got Johnny Stokes currently running in 6th. I'm sorry, 4th. Well, actually, that's switching back now. I think that's 3rd. I don't know why that leaderboard keeps getting mixed up. There we go. He's in 3rd and going. Tiani Hawk still leads the race. Big Irish still running in 2nd. Trying to follow who has a closer gap. Scotty there very close behind Raceway at the moment and trying to get past. Let's see if he's going to be able to get close enough to actually do this. No VSC, no safety car detected so far so good. A few minor incidents, nothing really that major. Nice and Spice had a bit of an incident. I know Lister had a bit of an incident there as well. Brookie has a penalty already, as we got Scotty right on the rear of Raceway's car, trying to get by here right now, getting on board with him to see how well that's actually going for him. And also we got Vangelis out front, getting very close to Johnny Stokes as well. We're going to switch to him in just a second to see how that's going. He's really trying to get into P3 right now. Doesn't want to say where he is. Really wants to get on a podium position right now. And let's keep an eye on this one here. We also got Love Hate Games getting pretty close out front. And what's happening? We got 2 cars, Crooksy and I think George going side by side. Crooksy gets by, I think, and Johnny Stokes finding it out front as well with Vangelis there, I think it is. So multiple battles going on track. We still got 2 cars going side by side right now. Vangelis up into P2. Big Irish has to take P3 for now. Following with Raceway at the moment as he chases down Jord. So really a lot of battles to follow here, guys. So we'll try to follow as much as we can. I got Love Hate Games following with a nice sniper there as well right now, trying to get with him. Crooksy following Johnny Stokes at the moment and trying to get by. And let's see how that's working off him. Big Irish just in front of him as well as he goes side by side. Oh, I saw a three-way car battle going into turn 11. Not even sure who's getting through on this one. We're going to have to just keep an eye and see who gets through by the time they get onto the straight getting into the... Oh, got two cars off track. And that's going to be a bit of an incident for both of them there. That's, I think, Johnny Stokes and Big Irish both having an incident there and getting... losing control of the car, spinning around. They're going to have to get back going again. So Tiani Hawk still leads this race right now. Vagilis in second. Crooksy now in P3. Raceway running P4. Scotty running up in P5 right now. Darson in 6. Just behind Scotty. George getting side by side with Darson right now. Trying to get by. Going down to run on turn 1. And it seems that those Darson has gotten by. George running in 7th now. Has to stick it in the racing line. Oh, still actually trying to get by on the outside. And let's see if he's able to get that done. No, those actually has to hold it for now. Has Maz Baron coming behind him, and might have been some minor contact there. I'm not sure as yet. Maz Baron trying to go side by side with Jord right now, and has company Al Judfa getting in between of this, trying to get by, and he falls back down in 9th, still in a battle with Maz Baron though, and trying to get by here right now. So the two of them still fighting it out for P8 at the moment. Al Judfa currently holds on to that, as Maz Baron still tries to get by at the moment, still right behind Al Judfa's car, so might still on try on this. Into the famous turn 10 they go, and no contact between the two, both get through pretty well. This has actually been a quite interesting start from lap 1 coming to lap 4 so far. So Tiani Hawk still actually leads this race. He actually has a 5.5 second lead right now. Has a pretty good gap going. Scotty there getting very close to Raceway right now. Has Darson coming behind him. Not too worried about that though. He's really trying to get into P4 right now. And let's see if he's able to get this done. Might have DRS. I think should have that here. Goes side by side with Raceway, getting by, getting into turn 1, has the inside and gets up into P4, puts Raceway down into P5, which has Darson to worry about now, as well as trying to get back into P4 ahead of Scotty. Not sure if he's going to be able to get that done. So his teammate is coming behind him now. Let's see who is the faster Ferrari driver here and who is going to take the lead to fight it against Scotty. Let's follow down with Wooly Mammoth down in 12 here right now. He's chasing down Doiji there right now, who's actually fighting it out with Love Hate Games out the front. Two of them going side by side. And we got Wooly trying to get in on this as well for a fight for P10. And he might actually just keep an eye on the battle going on in front of him with the two cars. And let's see who comes out of this one in front. Currently Love Hate Games has Doiji right up in his rear. Still trying to fight it out though. And that's Wooly trying to take the inside of turn 10. That was actually quite brave of him, actually getting that done too. So that's Wooly up into 11th position, puts Love Hate Games down to 12. With Big Irish just behind him. Rob is out of this race. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. He's off just at the exit of turn 10. Something's happened to him. Not sure what's happened there. Let's see if we can have a look actually as we got Brookie coming around. There's his car into the wall on the left hand side there. So something's happened. That's a VSC for that incident. That's going to create a little bit of chaos on track here right now. We might have a few pit stops happening as car getting into the pit lane. Yep, we have some pit stops happening on the VSC right now because they're not going to wait to see if they're going to have a full-on safety car later in the race. They might actually take their pit stops now and maybe go into the hards or whatever tire they're going to have to go on. I'm not sure what pit stop strategy these guys are running as yet. And let's have a look at what tires are on right now. And there we have just two cars currently on the softs. Only one car with penalties. 9 seconds for Brookie there. And stops are happening. We got Wooly has gained the most position in this race so far. Big Irish has lost the most. Getting back. We're back racing again. Track is green. Everyone's getting out of the pits right now. And Tiani Hawk still continues to lead this race with Vagilis there in second. On lap 6 and running. Crooksy running in third. Darson in fourth. Al Judfa currently fifth. Doiji now in sixth. Wooly is up to 7th right now. Love It Games just behind him, trying to fight it, still trying to get that position back. Gets it back up into 7th now, and goes a bit wide, loses it. That might have been an illegal overtake, I'm not sure. But either way, Wooly gets back his 7th. Love It Games back down to an 8th position. And we got Barry there running in 9th, behind these guys about 4.9 seconds. He has some time to catch up though. And then we have Scotty running in 10th now. Took a pit stop there. Jordan 11. Mass Baron now in 12. Raceway 13. Brookie 14. Big Irish currently in 15. Night Sniper 16. And getting up. Who's getting it? Someone's getting up a position here. Oh, there's a battle going on between Brookie and Big Irish here right now, I think. Now between Big Irish and Night Sniper. Oh, a three-way battle into turn 10. And a bit of minor contact between all three cars. Let's see who's getting out of this one in front. Brookie currently in front, and Night Sniper currently in 15 with Big Irish there. Oh, and Brookie and Night Sniper are switching it up just a little bit. I think cars might be going wide for a bit there as well. And we got a VSC. Something's happened on track somewhere. Not sure because of the minor incidents between these three cars. Because Big Irish is missing his entire front wing, so we definitely have some debris on track in somewhere by the exit of sector 2 there. So that's going to be for a VSC. They're going to have to clear that off, and then we can get back safely racing with that there again. Alright, so someone has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. We're back racing already. Let's see what's happening on track. Who has a close gap? Scotty getting under a second behind Barry right now, trying to get up into P8. Let's see if he's going to be able to get this done or not, because actually very close right now, less than half a second, and having a pretty go at him going through turn 10 at the moment. And has DRS. Let's see how much that's going to help. Actually seems to be helping quite a bit as he's getting pretty close right now. And might have a good go at him going on that straight, back straight there before getting onto the pit straight. Let's follow on board with Scotty for a bit to see if he's able to get by. And both cars decide to go into the pits there right now. So a few cars in the pits. Let's see what's happening here. We got a good battle between Raceway, I think, and Mass Baron here. Mass Baron down back to 9, trying to fight it out to Raceway for 8th position right now. Following on board, let's see if Mass Baron is able to get this back as he's creeping his way back up behind Raceway. Did have that DRS advantage there as well, so actually gotten pretty close. Night Sniper with 5 seconds penalty. That's going to be too good for him, speeding in the pit lane there. Tiani Hawk about 3.7 seconds is the lead over Vagilis out in front. Let's see how well he's able to hold that. His teammate Crooksy is running in P3 there, I think. So both cars having a pretty good day here at Bahrain, a pretty good night actually. This gap is still under a second, so we're still going to follow with this for just a bit to see how close these two are going to get. We got Scotty and Woolly Mammoth there getting very close in 11th and 12th as well, so we're keeping an eye on that as it goes. Let's have a look at these two of them. Yeah, Scotty there is getting pretty close to Barry out front, still trying to fight it with him, and let's have a look at that battle as well, trying to keep an eye on both car in front and car behind to see what's happening. Scotty's really trying to get a good gap to get a go on him here. Really wants to get up into P10 and trying to go side by side with him right now. Had a good exit off of that turn and goes side by side. Has the better straight line speed. Gets the inside on the final turn before getting into pit straight and gets up into P10. That's Barry down to P11 right now and has Woolly Mammoth just behind him for company now. I got Johnny Stokes getting very close to Lester right now and goes by on the pit straight. Has so much more straight line speed. Goes up into P14 right now. Puts Lester down to P15. We got love-hate games currently in the pits. Oh, Brookie is out of the session. So 2 drivers currently out of this session is Rob and Brookie there. Still got 18 drivers in, so quite an interesting race. So we got about 20 laps left in this race to work with here. Getting on to Woolly Mammoth right now. Still chasing on with Barry now. As Scotty has gotten by, so he has about 0.3 of a second to worry about. Actually right on the rear of Barry's car, so he's about to lose another position as Wooly gets DRS advantage, takes the inside, goes straight into turn 11 and goes side by side, gets by. Let's see if this actually works out. Does get by pretty well. And got Tiani Hawk currently in the pits right now. Vangelis takes over the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Crooksy Ron running in second, Darson and Terminal Jennifer running in fourth at the moment, and puts Tiani Hawk back out in P5 right now. I got Nice and Spicer getting right up to the rear of Barry's car. Now Wooly's gotten by. Now Nice and Spicer is looking for his gap. He's going side by side and is about to go by on the pit straight. Let's see who has the better straight answer. Both seem to be going pretty equally. Actually, Barry seems to be getting this out pretty well. And let's see. Nice and Spicer is going to take the inside and hopefully might be getting by. Does actually get up into P11. Puts Barry down to P12. He's lost about 3 positions in the last 2 laps now. Let's follow on with Lister here. He's about 0.4 of a second behind Doiji in the Red Bull right now. See if he's able to get up a position here or not. So quite a bit of a gap starting to build between most of our cars right now. Vangelis and Crooksy has about 2.4 seconds between the two of them. Darson another 3 seconds, Aljuda for another 8 seconds, and Tiani Hawk has a bit of time to catch up with 6.7 seconds. So let's see how well he does in terms of catching up with that now. Lister trying to keep his gap on our second to hopefully keep that DRS advantage. Nice and Spicer and Wooly there, teammates, are running just behind each other. Not sure who's the faster racing point at this point here, but they're trying to catch up to Scotty right now, who's about 4.5 seconds ahead of them. Now closest gap is between Doji and Lester, so we're going to keep our eye on this battle here. We got Johnny Stokes and Barry out front. They're actually getting pretty close to each other right now as well. So Barry is looking to lose another position right now to Johnny Stokes, and that's about to happen here actually. Let's have a look. Yep, he does get by up into P12. Barry is now down to P13. Following with Doji and Lister right now. So Lister goes up to P14. Doji and the Red Bull down to P15 now. And actually still going side by side. So he's trying to fight this out. And when the Red Bull tries to take over, tries to cover on the inside. Still has the better position going through. Lister still in P15 behind Doji and running. I might have to settle for that at least for now until he tries to get another go at him. Got our race leaders pitting here right now. Again, Darcy now takes over the lead of the race, and this probably is going to put Jennifer up 2 positions more. That's up in the second right now. Let's see if Tiani Hawks actually is going to be getting by them on the pit stop here right now. Gets by them actually up into P3 and continues onwards there now. Following Johnny Stokes right now as he's trying to get as close as he can to Woolly Mammoth there. Following on board, let's see how close he's able to get on the pit straight here right now. And we have a VSC. Something's happened to Big Irish down in the back. Let's see if we can have a look at that. It's happened just after you exit sector 2 there. I think this car is on the right hand side of the track. He might have just lost the rear and went into the wall. I'm not sure if he touched that curb on the right side. That's usually what causes stuff like that to happen. So that's going to be another VSC at the moment now. Let's see if that's going to trigger any more pit stops or not, or everyone's done their pit stops already. And Night Sniper gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC right now. And we have VSC is now over. We are back to racing. Track is green again, and Dawson continues to lead. 10 seconds in front of Al Judifa right now, with Tiani Hawk another 4.3 seconds behind. So he's really trying to catch up at the moment. So has his teammate in front of him, so that's going to be an easy get by for him. Dawson is now in the pits. That's going to put Al Judifa up into the lead. And there goes Al Judifa into the lead. That's Tiani Hawk up into P2 now, 4.1 seconds behind his teammate. We got Vangelis running in P3 at the moment, his teammate out of the race. Crooksy running in P4, and Jord running P5. Then Darson in 6th, Raceway 7th, and we got Masbarn in 8th, Scotty currently in 9th. Nice and Spicer in 10th, Wooly, his teammate, just in 11th. Has Johnny Stokes coming up right behind him right now, trying to get by on the pit straight. Let's see if he's actually able to do this. He's definitely going to be pulling out on the inside, going on to turn 1. Those cars side by side, and might be getting by Wooly on this occasion here. Let's see if he's actually able to cover himself though. And has the inside on turn 2, might be able to get it. Not sure, nope. Johnny Stokes goes ahead up into P11, puts Wooly down to P12 right now. Let's see if Wooly's actually able to get that back or not. And so far, Wooly's gotten a penalty there, so Night Sniper with a penalty as well. All in all, racing pretty well with each other so far though. Let's see, so just 3 drivers out, 17 drivers still remain here as we continue on through. Tiani Hawk has his teammate in front of him, so obviously he's probably getting back the lead of the race here pretty soon, with Vangelis coming just behind him, 2.7 seconds though. Let's have a look at pit stops as they are. Position changes, we got Al Judifa so far probably gained the most positions there. And Al Judifa is now in the pits. That puts Tiani Hawk up into the lead of the race. Vangelis now into 2nd. Everyone's taking their pit stop except for Barry there. Has not taken a pit stop as yet. We'll have to take that one mandatory pit stop. And tires as they are, we can have a look at them. Most of the cars on the hard tires. Penalties as they are. 10 seconds for Night Sniper. 3 seconds for Wooly. And no one else with penalties. So let's get back to our racing here right now. Following, let's see who has a close enough gap for us to go and follow it right now. Getting back out front actually. Following with Vangelis, he's trying to catch up to Tiani Hawk. Of course, has Crooksy just behind him to worry about. That gap is actually closer and starting to drop right now, with Crooksy as 1.6, 1.7 seconds behind. Actually, Billy trying to catch up. Getting back to Johnny Stokes though, he's getting very close to Nice and Spicer right now, trying to get by both racing points. So he's gotten by one and heading for the next one. That's Nice and Spicer just in front of him, and gap is just about half a second. So this seems to be going pretty well on his end, but not too well for Racing Point at the moment. And there we go, he's really about to get by very shortly here. And might be doing this just after the exit of turn 10 actually here. Let's see how this goes. Might have to be a bit careful braking into this turn though. Definitely will be having DRS advantage here. And has it, and let's see if he's able to get by. So far so good, holding it just behind, just to be careful at the moment. Doesn't want to risk losing the position right now to get into the top 10. Get Al Judifa getting very close to Mass Baron there as well. That gap is starting to go under a second, so might be following with that in just a bit. Locking stars up just a little bit here, but still actually pretty close. Let's see if he's actually able to get by on the pit straight, and goes by pretty easily here. That Alfa Romeo seems to have so much more straight line speed than the Racing Points right now. So Johnny Stokes up behind his teammate Scotty there. So gotten by both Racing Points now and is up into P10. So that is both Alfa Romeo up into the points. And we got Scotty going by Al Judifa right now, up into P8 now. Oh, and goes a bit wide though. Still holds on to it, and someone's lost a part of front wing. I think that's Al Judifa's car there. He lost an end plate. I'm not sure whose car he touched or who touched his car, but definitely did lose an end plate. And there goes Scotty alongside, and it goes up into P7, puts Mass Baron down into P8. These Alfa Romeos are really working their way through the field right now. Johnny Stokes is next to work his way past Algerified Mass Baron. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that done. Scotty is still having some difficulty staying ahead in P7 right now. Mass Baron is coming back at him and still trying to catch up and get by. We got Jord into the pits there right now. Might have some damage. I'm not sure why he's pitting at the moment. I think he pitted before. Anyway, let's see how that goes. Johnny Stokes has lost a position back to Nice and Spicer there right now. So one of the racing points has actually gotten back by him actually again. He's going to have to try and get that position back. See what's happening down in the back here with Johnny Stokes. And there he goes, tries to go by Nice and Spicer on the inside. Same move once again. Let's see if he's able to get it done, or if Nice and Spicer is able to cover himself. And doesn't seem like he is. Trying to take the outside on turn 2, and now has to stay in P11. That's Johnny Stokes back up into P10. Has Jord Aljurifa and Mass Baron to work through before getting behind his team in there again. Nice and Spicer is actually still right behind him though, so he's gonna have to be a little bit careful here. Try to get ahead and maybe get a gap going, because that car is actually still right behind him, trying to catch up. Let's see who else is actually having a good battle going on here right now. I got Aljurifa getting very close out front there to Mass Baron. Mass Baron actually having not too bad of a race there in P7. Actually going to get some decent points if he has actually able to finish right there. And Nice and Spicer gets a 3-second penalty. So both racing points with penalties right now. That's not too good for that team at the moment. Sector, oh, we got a racing point off track into the wall. Might have lost his entire front wing there. I think that's going to be Nice and Spicer. So let's have a look. Definitely so, lost a big chunk of front wing at the moment. Let's get back up here to Aljurifa, who's currently chasing down, who's that, Mass Baron there. Still trying to get up to him. Nice and Spicer with a 10-second penalty now. So Racing Point not having a great evening here at Bahrain, as Mass Baron is coming under a lot of pressure now from Aljurifa's car, about to get by, trying to find a gap to go on. Has to hold in P8 at least for now though, not able to get a good gap to go ahead there. Out front we still got Tiani Hawk leading this race with Vagilis there in P2. Nice and Spicer has retired from the session. I think he's retired in the pits, which is very nice of him, not to cause any incidents on track with that retirement. Still following on with Aljurifa right now, as he is still trying to catch up with Mass Baron, but now has Jord for company behind him. So we're going to keep an eye to see how this battle works out, guys. That Red Bull is looking to get by up into P8, so Aljurifa is going to have to be very careful on how he approaches this. Trying to go side by side actually with Aljurifa right now. Trying to take the outside. And now gets the inside and goes ahead up into P8. Aljurifa down to P9. Johnny Stokes trying to catch up to him at 3.8 seconds behind. Aljurifa still has a pretty close gap. Let's see if he's able to get his back, but gap seems to be increasing. Oh, and he's going into the pits, but I think he does have some damage. Trying to follow with Jord and Mass Baron right now. These two, gap is under a second between them. Trying to keep an eye on how things are going with them. So most of our cars are a bit spaced out on track right now. We're on lap 18, by the way, at the moment of lap 29. So just about 11 and a half laps left in this race, and then we'll be getting to the end. So let's see how this race is going to end. I'm not sure what's going to happen. There's a lot of things going to happen here. We still got 16 drivers in this race and going. So it's been quite interesting from the start coming so far. It's been quite a lovely start actually to this race. A lot of battles going on at the start. We were barely able to follow all of them. And then we're still following with Jord right now, just behind Mass Baron. He's trying to go side by side with him and go ahead up into P7, and looks like he gets it done. Actually, yeah, gets it done pretty well. So that's Jord up into P7 now. Mass Baron down into P8, still trying to catch up back to Jord at the moment if he's able to get by and get ahead back into P7. Let's have a look. and seems to be getting it going into the final turn to get onto the pit straight. And let's see if he's actually going to get that. Yep, he does actually get it done, but Jordan might have a go at... Oh! What's happening to Jordan's car? He might have lost the rear end, I'm not sure. And went into the wall down at the side there. Now he's going to have to fight up to Johnny Stokes. Johnny Stokes gets ahead up into P7. Jordan's now down into 8, and Scotty's in the pits there right now. He's currently getting back out. Doiji is what we're following right now. He is about half a second behind Woolly Mammoth. And we got Johnny Stokes just behind George. Actually still fighting it out with George. Now got ahead up into P7. George trying to come back at him, but falling about a second behind now. Going back to Doiji. Let's see how close he's actually getting to the one racing point left in this race. So still pretty close behind, trying to keep his gap under a second right now. We got about 9 to 9.5 laps left in this race right now, as we're on lap 20 and running. Tiani Hawk is still leading this race, 1.7 seconds ahead of Vagilis there, who's currently in second. Crooksy in third, Darson running in fourth, Raceway running fifth, and Masbarn is now up into sixth position, but has a penalty. Johnny Stokes there in 7, Jordan 8, Wooly now running 9th, and Doiji in 10. That's our top 10 so far. Lester running 11, Scotty in 12, Jennifer 13, Barry in 14, Love Hit Games 15, and Night Sniper in 16th. He is a ways back though, but he's still running in the race in 16th and going. Still trying to follow with Doiji and Wooly here right now, getting on board actually with Doiji and see how close he's actually able to get. And we're trying to keep an eye on the front to see what's happening between Tiani Hawk and Vagilis to see if that gap is breaking down between them or not. Seems to have increased by 1/10. I'm going to keep an eye to see how that's going. Doiji is working pretty hard at keeping that gap down. I guess Scotty get behind Lester as well. He's got a way closer gap right now, about half a second. And he's gotten right up behind him. Has DRS and goes side by side with Lester right now, trying to get ahead into turn 11, and seems like he might actually get this done. Does actually go by pretty well. So up into 11th, Scotty goes, trying to get up into the top 10 right now. Has 2.7 seconds to catch up to Doiji, and let's see if he's actually able to get that done or not. Oh, and that is Lister there into the wall. Lost majority of his front wing. Trying to get back going. That's his teammate getting by him there. So he's going to have to repair that car. Scotty's under a second behind Doiji already. And Scotty's gotten pretty close to Doiji very quickly, but not able to get by as yet on lap 21. So he has a few more laps to get this done and get up into the top 10 for some serious points here. Every points count in this session, so especially for the Drivers' Championship. So this is Scotty getting up into P10 already. Sooner than expected actually. So he's up into P10 quite easily. Doiji is now down into P11. Next target for Scotty is going to be Wooly there, who is about 2 seconds ahead. And let's see if he's able to actually get by the racing point once again. Out front, our gap has dropped by 2/10 so far between Tiani Hawk and Vagilis. Got Lister trying to catch up to Love Hate Games right now. Gap is actually pretty close. Let's have a look at what's happening there. Someone seems to be disconnected, and Love Hate Games seems to be disconnected right now. Not sure if he's able to get back on or not, but Lister should be able to drive through him. in that instance. Let's get off to Johnny Stokes, who's currently running just behind Maz Barn right now and is about to get by. Let's see if he's able to go side by side with him, and does actually get to do that. Has some serious straight line speed on that car, and gets by up into P6. Let's see if he's able to keep it, or Maz Barn is able to come back at him. Doesn't look like he might be able to. Actually still pretty close though, so let's see how that works out. And might be trying, yep, definitely trying to get by. And goes back up into P6, puts back Johnny Stokes down to P7. They're still actually fighting this out, so it's call either way. They're switching it back again. Johnny Stokes back up into P6 again. Let's see how that works out. Who's going to keep this position here? That is Johnny Stokes keeping his position in P6. And Maz Barron still trying to get up ahead to him. Gap out front is still a bit constant between Tiani Hawk and Vagilis. No penalties between them as yet either. So that's working itself out for now. On lap 23, just about 6 laps remaining in this race at the moment. So we got George just behind Maz Barron, and Maz Barron just behind Johnny Stokes. So three-way battle going on for P6. Let's see how that works out. Scotty trying to catch up to George right now. Has only about 2 seconds behind him. So he's gained some time actually on that. Not too worried about it. Love Hate Games, I think he might be still disconnected. Let's have a look. Nope, he's back. No, actually he's still disconnected. Actually just looks that way, I'm not sure. George here getting very close to Maz Barron. Let's have a look at this freeway battle going on for P6 right now. And there goes George trying to go side by side with Maz Barron, and gonna take the inside on turn 1 here. Trying to outbrake Maz Barron, and goes ahead up into P7, that is. Yep. And let's see if he's actually able to keep it or not. No, they're actually still fighting side by side and going. And Maz Barron might have the inside to the next turn, so let's see how that works out. George is actually still trying to fight this right now. This does look like it could have ended pretty badly between these two, but actually still going pretty well so far. George still holding on to P7. Maz Barron still trying to get by, desperately trying to get by right now. So keep an eye on his car. And we got Scotty trying to catch up. 6.3 seconds his gap is right now. Gap out front has dropped by 3/10 so far. 1.2 seconds now between Tiani Hawk and Vagilis at the moment. Crooks is trying to catch up to these guys as well. 1.8 seconds behind. So it might be a three-way battle for the lead of the race coming to the right up to the end. Let's see how that works out, because that gap is starting to go way closer to go under a second at the moment between Tiani Hawk and Vagilis out front. Still following on with Maz Barron right now. He's still trying to get back at George for taking away P7 from him. We got Raceway into the pits there right now as well, so a bit of a change. Doherty trying to catch up to Wooly right now, and Scotty's gaining a bit of time trying to catch up to Maz Barron there. And Raceway, I think, just got out of the pits, and he's just behind Maz Barron. So he's between Maz Barron and Scotty now. Scotty now 5.1 seconds behind Raceway. Raceway with the fresh tires though and going. So this is going to be quite interesting going to the finish here, because I think Raceway is on the soft tires right now. So he's going to be much faster. He's going to come into the way of the battle between Jordan and Maz Barron, trying to get ahead of both of them. And let's see how that works itself out. So we got Raceway right up to the rear. He's trying to get by right now, trying to go side by side with Maz Barron. And he's going to see he has the faster tire. Does goes by into P7 right now. And is now going to try and catch up with George, who is just about 0.7 of a second away, and try to get up another position here. Scott is gaining a bit of time right now. He's about 4.7 seconds behind. Tiani Hawk and Vagilis' gap is now under a second. So we got a battle going on for the lead of the race now. And we got Raceway trying to pull aside and trying to go by George right now. Might have to actually get his on pit straight though. And there goes Raceway, goes side by side with George, and is going to take the inside on turn 1. Definitely gets ahead already actually. And up into P6 now. Next target for him is going to be Johnny Stokes, who's less than a second in front of him. Scott is gaining some time there already too. He's now about 3.6 seconds behind. Vangelis is gaining more time. He's about 0.8 of a second behind Tiani Hawk. So quite a few battles going to happen coming right down to the end of the Bahrain Grand Prix right now. That's a purple sector so far from Raceway. So those soft tires are doing him wonders at the moment. He's trying to get by Johnny Stokes right now, getting right up to his car, trying to go side by side already. As they're going into turn 10, this is not going to be pretty. Let's see. Okay, he gets by pretty well, so it's going to be okay for now. So that is Raceway into P5. Johnny Stokes down to P6 now. And Vangelis takes over the lead of the race. Goes side by side with Tiani Hawk into turn 1. Gets by. Let's see if Tiani Hawk actually is able to get this back or not. He is still behind Vangelis, pretty close behind. Well, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it back or not just yet. This might actually come down to tires here or something. I'm not sure what's happening. Or maybe ERS usage. See who's adding more. And hopefully DRS is able to help Tiani Hawk get by. I'm not sure. Vangelis did play a bit of a waiting game though. Tried to inch himself closer and closer to Tiani Hawk's car. Might have just saved those tires for the end of the race actually. And took away the lead. No penalty between the two, so that's going to be interesting to see how it works out. Raceway is currently up to P5. Jord and Johnny Stokes, I think, fighting it out right now for P6. Let's see how that's working out. Gap out front getting very close again between Vangelis and Tiani Hawk. Let's see if Tiani Hawk is able to get back his lead. I think he's going to be a bit upset losing the lead this close to the end of the race, but that does actually happen from time to time. You got to just be so careful with it. I think Vangelis might have been saving his tires just a bit. We got a few cars with penalties right now running in this race, and we're going to see how that works out at the end, as we'll be switching the penalties on to see how many penalties these cars actually have and what the gap is between most of them, so we'll know exactly how they're going to finish. We got Scotty just behind Masgarn right now, about to get by pretty soon as he's breaking that gap down. We got Tiani Hawk getting very close to Vangelis' car. Vangelis seems to be glitching maybe just a little bit, or maybe lagging a bit there. Tiani Hawk trying to keep as close as he can right now. We got Masbaran just behind Scotty. Scotty's gotten up into P8. Masbaran trying to get by him. See how that gap is working out for itself. Doji getting very close here to Wooly. This is actually getting pretty close. Wooly is going to be under some serious pressure right now, losing that P10 position, which I don't think he wants to lose. We got a pretty good battle going on for the lead of the race right now between the top three cars. That's Vangelis, Tiani Hawk, and Crooksy, all within a second of each other right now. And let's see how that's going to work itself out. Wooly about to get overtaken by Doji right now. He goes up into P10 through turn 1. That's actually one of the best overtaking opportunities you got there going into that first turn. And that's going to be Doherty taking over P10 now. So Wooly's still actually trying to come back at him on the outside right now. Let's see if he's actually able to get this done and get back up into P10. Doherty back down to 11th right now. They're still fighting it out side by side right now. And it looks like it might stay this way with Wooly back in P10 and Doherty down to P11 at the moment. I think our biggest battle might be the one out front between our top three cars going into the final lap of this race here. So we're going to follow with that in just a bit. Following with Doji right now. So let's see if he's able to get back to Willie Mammoth and go side by side into turn 11. Seems to be getting by. They're still going side by side though. And that's actually some pretty close racing between these two. And let's see who's getting up in front. Currently Doji in 10th right now. Oh, and Forces, well, not really Forces, but Woody just goes a bit wide of the exit there. Al-Judifa getting very close behind him now, so he's under pressure for losing P11 at the moment. And Crooksy has gotten past Tiani Hawk right now. So pretty good battle going on out in front. Let's follow what's happening here at the moment. So Vangelis has a gap of 1.2 seconds against Crooksy right now because he was battling with Tiani Hawk there. At least he got up into P2, but Tiani Hawk has lost 2 positions now, not just the leader of the race. He's down into P3. And let's see, does he have a car behind him? No, that's actually a lap car, I think. So gap between him and Tiani Hawk, Crooksy and Tiani Hawk, is 0.4 of a second. And this is going to the end of the race. We're going into lap 29 now, final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And this is not looking too good for Tiani Hawk. He is down to P3, loses the lead of the race, and also P2. And let's see if he's able to get this back, though. He's actually pretty close to Crooksy here, but he's getting in a bit of traffic, so that's actually getting in his way a little bit right now. That's Lister. Hopefully that doesn't affect his race at the moment here. He is ghosted, so it should be fine. Of course, can cause a little bit of confusion with a car getting in your way that much. So let's have a look at what's going to happen here as they go all the way to the finish line. We're in sector 2 and running right now. Gap between Vangelis and Crooksy is 1.3 seconds. He's getting a lead out front right now, having a good time on the final lap. Crooksy and Tiani Hawk, though, still trying to fight it out. Bit of a gap, though, half a second about a gap to go on through. It looks like it might finish this way with Vangelis, Crooksy, and Tiani Hawk P1, 2, and 3. But let's see how that finishes. Oh, let's switch the penalties on right now so you guys can have a look at what penalties are like and how this is going to finish. Looks like Johnny Stokes might be getting a position up there if he continues with that gap and how it goes. Oh, and we got a yellow flag in sector 1, I think there. Not sure what's happened there. So gap is still pretty close between these guys. Scotty getting very close behind Johnny Stokes there right now, his teammate. Let's see how that's going to work itself out. As we're coming down to the final stretch here now, and it's Vangelis going across the line for a pole position and race win for the Bahrain Grand Prix. That's Crooksy going second. Tiani Hawk takes P3. Darson's coming around. He should be getting P4 quite easily here. And we're about to get into the penalty cars in just a bit. That's Darson for P4. We got Raceway coming around. Now getting into sector 3 actually, so we got a bit of a spacing between the cars from 5th going onwards here, and but then we should be finishing very shortly with that. We're getting into the penalty cars very short and see how that actually works itself out. So congratulations to Vangelis for the race win there, and let's see how the rest of the grid actually finishes. So Raceway coming for P5 here right now, gets that pretty easily. Johnny Stokes coming for P6 with Scotty just behind him for P7. So Alfa Romeo finishing 6 and 7, not too bad for them for actually coming just behind. Al Jennifer out of the session. What's happening down in the back? Just at the exit of sector 2 there. So 6 and 7 for the Alfa Romeo drivers, Johnny Stokes and Scotty. We got George finishing in 8th, and now penalties. Mass Baron finishes 9th. We got Wooly coming around. He should be getting 10th here. Let's see how that penalty works itself out, because Doji doesn't have a penalty, and Doji takes away P10. Wooly goes down to P11, and Al Judfa is DNF, so he's going to be moving all the way down, and this is going to be Lister here finishing. Well, let's see how that finish works out for itself, because I think Al Judfa's position might actually move down since he did not get across the finish line there. It might be Lister in 12th and so onwards. But let's just have a look on how that goes. And let's see what driver of the day. I didn't actually have a look at who's going to be getting a driver of the day, who got the most. So Raceway gets driver of the day. Did put on a pretty good race here today. So congratulations to him for getting that done, and congratulations to Vangelis for getting a pole position here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Not too bad for him. Alright guys, so let's have a look at the final results for the race here. Alright, so that's a Mercedes on pole. Vangelis takes pole position for the race. Crooksy takes second, and Tiani Hawk unfortunately has to take P3 after leading for so long. Darson takes P4, Raceway in 5th, and got the fastest lap and driver of the day. Not too bad for him. Johnny Stokes takes 6, Scotty takes 7, Jordan 8, Mass Baron comes 9th, Doity 10th, Willie Mammoth 11, Al Judfa 12, Lister 13, we got Love It Games in 14, Barry in 15, Night Sniper 16, Nice and Spicer 17, we got Big Irish in 18, Brookie in 19, and Rob there in 20. Anyway guys, that is it for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It was actually quite an interesting race. I don't know if you guys missed that, but that race start was actually pretty impressive for these guys. Anyway guys, we have reached the end of the session, so I want to say thank you to everyone who joined on to the stream today to support both the channel and the league we stream for today. That is NHR New Horizon Racing. They did a great job putting this race together today, so thanks to all the guys who were involved in doing that, and to all the drivers who participated in the session. So I appreciate all of you guys. I'll see you guys on the next live stream.